Your dog speaks secretly. Here's how to finally answer back. Alternative, 11 silent ways. Your dog says, I love you. And how to say it back. Picture this moment. You're sitting there, phone down, TV off, just breathing, and then, soft as a thought, your dog walks over. No bark, no nudge, just lowers their head and rests it gently on your foot. Most people smile and move on. But what if I told you that tiny gesture? That's your dog's entire heart, laid bare. See, dogs don't speak our language, but they've spent 15,000 years learning to read us. The tilt of our head, the catch in our breath, the way our shoulders drop when we finally relax, they've mastered us. But here's the question nobody asks. Have we learned to speak theirs? Because that head on your foot, that wasn't random. That was a sentence, a complete thought. And it said everything. Today, I'm going to show you 11 ways to speak back. 11 ways to say, I love you too, in a language your dog actually understands. And by the end, that quiet moment with the head on your foot won't just feel sweet, it'll feel sacred. Before we go further, if you love your dog enough to understand what they're really saying, hit subscribe. Because missing just one of these could mean missing years of deeper connection. Don't be that owner. You know what your dog wants more than treats? More than toys? More than that fancy bed you bought online? You, not half of you scrolling through your phone. Not the distracted version thinking about tomorrow's meeting. You, fully there. Here's what research has found. Dogs don't just notice when you're home. They notice when you're present. Their cortisol levels, that stress hormone, actually drop when you give them undivided attention. Not food, not play, just focus. To your dog, your presence isn't a nice to have. It's the entire reward system. You walking through that door, that's the moment they've rehearsed in their mind all day. Every ear perk, every tail wag, every slow blink. It all starts the second you show up and actually see them. Tonight, try this. Sit on the floor, no phone, no distractions. Let them lean into you, feel their warmth, count their breaths. Say nothing. Let the silence do the talking. You'll notice something shift. They settle deeper when you settle too. Because for a dog, time and attention aren't separate things. They're the same currency, and they know, to the second, how much of it you really give. And here's what happens when you finally give them that presence. They start showing you parts of themselves you've never seen before. Which brings us to the second way. Why does your dog sleep next to you when they have a perfectly good bed 10 steps away? It's not about softness. It's not about warmth. It's about belonging. In the wild, wolves don't sleep alone. Ever. They curl up tight, back to back, nose to tail, but only with pack members they trust to protect them in the dark. It's their oldest surviving instinct. So when your dog chooses to lay beside you, when they rest even just the tip of a paw on your leg, that's not coincidence, that's commitment. They're saying, this is my person, my pack, my safe place. And when you allow that, when you make room not just in the bed, but in your life, your routine, your bubble, you're speaking their first language. Proximity equals safety equals love. Let them nap in your corner of the couch. Let them snore at your feet during movie night. You're not spoiling them. You're answering a question they ask every single day. Am I really yours? But even when you're not touching them, even when you're in another room entirely, they're still listening. And what you say matters more than you think. Most people think talking to dogs is silly, baby talk for people who need hobbies. But science, and anyone who's loved a dog past the puppy stage, knows better. MRI studies have shown that dogs process human language in 2 separate brain regions, one for words, one for tone. They're not just hearing sounds, they're decoding emotional meaning. Your voice is their compass, the rhythm, the softness, the feeling behind every word. They absorb it all. So talk to them. Tell them about your day. Ask about theirs. Whisper nonsense. Laugh out loud. You might feel like it's one-sided, but your dog, they're answering with a tail flick, a sideways glance, a deep sigh. Shelters across the country discovered something beautiful. When volunteers read aloud to anxious dogs, just sat and read children's books. The dogs calmed down. Some even fell asleep. Not because of the story, because of the steady, loving sound of a human voice choosing to include them. If you're not subscribed yet, ask yourself this. How many years have you missed these signals? Your dog's been speaking this whole time. Don't miss another day. Subscribe now. It's free, and it might be the most important click you make for them. You've said the words. Now, what if you didn't have to? When your dog leans their head into you, against your leg, your chest, right onto your foot, they're doing something profound. In the wild, a dog never exposes their head unless they feel completely safe. It's one of the most vulnerable parts of their body. Soft skull, delicate eyes and ears. So, when they rest it against you, they're surrendering fear itself. Here's the part that stops me every time, if you do it back. If you lean in gently and rest your forehead near theirs, or lower your head to their level, they know. They feel that trust returned, that love mirrored. It's not just affection, it's a signal, a promise. I'm here, I won't hurt you. I'm yours. This kind of closeness doesn't need words. It bypasses all the noise of the world and lands exactly where the bond lives. But love isn't just softness. Sometimes, to really earn their trust, you have to become something else entirely. Think about this. You're out walking. Suddenly a bigger dog comes charging up, or fireworks crack the sky, or a toddler runs over screaming with excitement. Watch your dog in that split second. The freeze, the eyes that flick straight to you. They're not looking to fight. They're not even looking to run. They're looking for you. Because deep down, every dog, no matter how big or brave, wants to know one thing. Will you step between me and the thing I fear? And when you do, even subtly, maybe you move your body between them and the threat. Maybe you crouch low and speak calmly. Something fundamental shifts inside them. You become more than their person. You become their shield. This doesn't mean being overbearing or aggressive. It means noticing, advocating, being their voice when they can't speak for themselves. And when they know you'll protect them, they don't just love you, they relax into you. But here's what most people don't realize. You don't always have to do something to show love. Sometimes your dog can feel everything just by watching your face. You don't have to say a word for your dog to read you. They see things most humans miss. The way your shoulders drop after a long day. The pause in your breath when you're holding something in. The tremble in your hand. The glance you thought nobody caught. They notice everything. Dogs are masters of energy. They've evolved alongside us for so long, they've learned to read not just our words, but the space between them. Facial expressions, body posture, even scent. Yes, studies have confirmed dogs can smell chemical changes in your body tied to fear, sadness, and joy. Your emotions carry a signature, and they can read it. So, here's the beautiful part. The next time you're happy, let them see it. The next time you're struggling, don't hide it. Your dog isn't judging you. They're listening with their whole body. And the more you let your guard down, the more they'll step up to meet you. Because to a dog, authenticity is love. Pretending you're fine when you're not, that confuses them. But showing up real, messy, human, that's the language they've been waiting to hear. Pause for just a second. If you genuinely want to understand your dog better, not just today, but for the rest of their life, subscribe. This is the only channel giving you this depth. Don't scroll past and regret it later. Your dog's counting on you to pay attention, sniffing every tree on your walk, rolling in the grass, eating dirt, circling 3 times before lying down. To you, it might look weird, random, even annoying. To them, it's survival, memory, truth. Too often we correct these behaviors, not out of cruelty, but confusion. Stop sniffing that. Don't eat that. Why do you always do that weird spin? But here's the thing. Your dog isn't misbehaving. They're just being a dog. Sniffing urine. That's how they read the world. It's their newspaper, their social media feed, digging a hole. That's centuries of wild ancestry kicking in. Dens, safety, temperature control, spinning before bed. That's checking for danger, flattening imaginary grass, passed down from wolves. The more you allow space for those instincts, safely, gently, the more seen your dog will feel. And when a dog feels seen, they open up. They trust deeper. Because it's not just about loving your dog. It's about honoring the dog within them. And once you start honoring who they are, you'll notice something else. They don't all want the same things. So, how do you figure out what your dog actually loves? Ever notice how some dogs sprint toward a tennis ball like it's made of gold, while others just sit there and look at you like, you threw it, you go get it? Or how one dog melts into your hand when you scratch behind their ears, and other flinches when you reach too fast. That's not moodiness, that's personality. Dogs, just like us, have preferences, boundaries, habits that feel safe, and triggers that don't. And if your dog's been through things, if they're a rescue, if they came to you later in life, that sensitivity runs even deeper. The way they tilt their head away, the foods they ignore, the people they step back from, it's all data, and it's all personal. So pay attention, watch their body. Does the tail wag loose and wide? Or is it stiff and high? Do they lean in or lean away? Because when you respect their signals instead of pushing past them, something magical happens. They realize they're allowed to be themselves with you. And that kind of safety, that's where real love begins. But even with all that trust built, some moments still shake them to the core. Loud noises, sudden change, a storm rolling in. So what do you do when your dog is truly afraid? There's an old belief floating around dog training circles. Don't comfort a scared dog. You'll just reinforce the fear. Let me tell you right now, that's not true. You can't reward fear. It's not a behavior. It's an emotion. And emotions don't work like tricks. So when your dog trembles during a thunderstorm, when they hide during fireworks, when they pace the room as the vacuum roars to life, they don't need correction. They need you. Calm, grounded, present. Step in close. Speak softly. Don't smother them. Just exist beside them, steady as a rock. Maybe toss a toy, put on soft music, or just sit and breathe. Let your heartbeat become the rhythm they sink to. Because when the world feels unsafe, you are their shelter. And over time, your calm becomes contagious. They learn that fear doesn't mean they're alone. It means you show up. If you're not part of this community yet, you're missing out on a family of dog lovers who actually get it. Subscribe and join us. And if you won't, at least drop a comment below telling us why and where you're watching from. Let's see how far this pack reaches. There's something ancient about it. Palm open, fingers still, a small piece of food, a quiet moment, no bowl, no distance, just you and them sharing something primal. Feeding your dog by hand isn't about spoiling. It's about trust, focus, connection. When your dog eats from your hand, they're doing more than taking food. They're accepting care, eye contact, vulnerability, and in return, they give you their full attention, not out of obedience, out of bond, especially for nervous dogs, for rescues still figuring out their place. That hand, steady and safe, becomes their anchor. You don't have to do this every meal, but try it when they're calm, when you want to rebuild closeness after a tough day. Even just a treat shared slowly can speak louder than hours of commands. Because in that tiny ritual, a snack, a glance, a lick, you're saying, I see you, I choose you, again and again. And once that trust is built in stillness, it's time to take it outside, to let the world become your shared adventure. A walk with your dog isn't just a bathroom break. It's not exercise. It's a shared ritual, a journey, however small, where every sniff, every pause, every side glance means something. Let them lead sometimes. Let them stop. Let them linger at that one spot that smells like mystery. Because when you move at their pace, not yours, they notice. You're not rushing them. You're walking with them. Now, when the walk ends, don't just unclip the leash and scroll your phone. Sit, breathe, reach for their ears. Those floppy ears, they're not just cute, they're nerve canters, rich with endings that calm the entire body. Rubbing behind them releases tension, relaxes muscles, lowers heart rate, and it tells your dog, we're home. You did good. I'm here. It's one of the few moments in a day where your full attention, your hands, your focus, belongs only to them. And they remember. So tomorrow when you grab the leash again, they won't just be excited to go out, they'll be excited to go with you. If this video helped you see your dog differently, even just a little, do them a favor and subscribe. Every video we make is designed to deepen that bond. Don't be the owner who walks away and forgets. Your dog deserves better than that. Hit subscribe now. Remember how we started? You, sitting quiet, not saying a word, and your dog easing over, slow and certain, just to rest their head on your foot. Back then, maybe it felt like nothing. A sweet moment. A flicker. Now, you know better. You've seen how dogs speak in stillness, in closeness, in the way they choose to share a room with you. Follow your breath in the dark. Pause beside you without asking for a thing. You've learned their love language, and more importantly, how to speak it back. It doesn't take money. It doesn't take tricks or certifications or years of formal training. It just takes you. Steady, open, honest. So tonight, when that quiet moment comes again, when the house is still and that familiar weight settles gently on your foot, let it stop you. Let it speak. Because in that tiny gesture lives everything you've built. Presence, trust, voice, touch, protection, respect, all woven together into one silent sentence. You're my person. You always have been. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 11 ways hit you hardest? What's the one thing you're going to try tonight to let your dog know they're loved? Share it in the comments. Let's build this community together. And if you stuck around this long, you're exactly the kind of person this channel was made for. More stories, more science, more quiet ways to say, I love you, are waiting. Don't miss them. They may not speak our language, but every single day they're saying, I love you. The question is, are you finally ready to answer back?